Hello, it's Meg, and I have a question for you. Are you like me where you look at a cloud and you automatically see a shape or a form or something in that cloud? And once you do see it, you can't unsee it. Well, that's kind of what the inspiration was for this build. It's just something that I've had in my head and I couldn't unsee, and it involves clouds, so I thought I might as well make a build out of it. So this started out as just a simple idea, but then it kind of turned into a challenge because I had to force myself not to over detail it, which for me is really hard. So in a way, this is a nice just creative practice / challenge for me, and I decided to make a quick time lapse of it, and I hope you enjoy it. As I have stated before, my idea is to build a figure in the clouds, and not just one figure, but two. I want to create a couple that is dancing in the clouds. And I just had that idea in my head and I couldn't get it out, and I just had the creative urge to do something with it. So this time lapse is a result of that. So I guess the challenge here was to create a form that wasn't overly detailed but doesn't look terrible at the same time. Because of that though, it didn't take me very long at all to finish this build. I would say not much more than 3 hours, which for me is such a low amount of time. These are some of the basic brushes I used for this. Of course, for some things like size, I would use different sizes, but this is basically all I did. Other than that, I really didn't do too much touching up. It was really just using those tools back and forth until I got the shapes I wanted. And I wanted to try to challenge myself to just stick to just the basic brushes, which to be honest, I don't really veer off from those too much anyway, so I guess the real challenge for me, as I said before, is just not to be too nitpicky with myself, which I tend to do a lot. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Think about it more as a creative exercise. It was really hard for me to move on from the figures because I'm such a perfectionist, and leaving them this sloppy was just very hard. Alas, I need to force myself to move on from this and start some more clouds, because when do you ever see just one cloud in the sky? Not very often. Now inside those clouds, I wanted to add some musical instruments to really just build this atmosphere that these two are dancing. But instead of doing the same wispy look with brushes, I needed to make these more structured so that you can actually recognize them amongst all these clouds. So off to the side, I built a few stringed instruments, and it's kind of funny that these took the most amount of time to do compared to the rest of the build, and then rotated those and pasted them in different parts of the clouds. I know you can obviously see for yourself, but I just stuck with the wool blocks for this entire build, but I also did use web to represent the strings on the instruments. Now, the only other block I really used was at the end of it, I actually overlaid the whole thing in glass just to kind of give it a silver lining, if you will, and gives the edges a little bit more of a fuzzy look. Now I'm just going to fill in the spaces between all of these with just little wispy clouds, using different techniques for them, just trying to fill this in a little better. Well, that was a fun little exercise. I know it's not the greatest build, it was just for fun. I hope you did enjoy it though, and I hope it was inspirational to you. We'll take a quick look at it with some shaders, and if you wait till the end, I'll show a quick render I did of it just for fun. Thanks for watching, everyone.